everybody, it's Parky here with Laurie, and welcome to another Professionals Under Pressure conference video update. Today, Laurie and I are really happy to have with us some of the very generous sponsors for the conference, which will be held on the 26th of February 2022 at the Toowoomba City Golf Club. The sponsors that we've got here today, we've got Paul and we've got Matt.
Good morning.
We're really happy to have you guys sponsoring the conference, and it means a lot of things for us, not the least of which is that we can then make it pretty inexpensive and hopefully a good day at the golf club there. We're going to basically provide everyone with meals, as well as I think some pretty good presentations from Greg Hood and a few other people that are relatively well known in the industry. So thanks so much for your generosity. And Laurie and I thought we'd just use this video to introduce you and get to know your thoughts via a couple of questions. So over to you, Laurie.
Thanks very much, Parky. Good morning, Paul and Matt. And I'd just like to echo what Parky's saying. Thank you very, very much for your very kind, generous sponsorship for this event. It really means a lot for us. You've got a great little community up there and around the Toowoomba airfield there, and I think it's going to be a great day. So if I could just start off with you, Paul.
Well, I think the event is a great idea because generally in our industry, you see a lot of people under all sorts of pressure, and it could be anything from personal pressures to work pressures, stress, meeting timelines, and that kind of thing. Also, from a pilot's point of view, you can also see the pressures that can fall on you sometimes when you've got to get home or whatever. Yeah, so there's a few reasons why, and a few things that hit home with me. Yeah, so yeah,
That's great, thanks, Paul. I notice, for those who don't know, Paul is the managing director, owner of Approved Aircraft Maintenance in Toowoomba there. I notice, Paul, I get my aircraft service with you, and you've made a really good point about people under pressure in the workplace. Doesn't matter whether you're flying or on the hangar floor or wherever in life in general. I do notice from my observations, when I'm on the hangar floor there with you, that all your guys or your lamies, you give a lot of autonomy to the guys on the floor there. Is that deliberate? Because where I come from, the wellbeing space, that when people are given autonomy, they tend to perform better.
Yes, you're exactly right, Laurie. I tend to think of how when I was brought up and going through how I wanted things and how I wanted to be treated. So it gives people an ownership of their task or of their job or what they're doing. Like I'm always here. Everyone's to support with any questions or problems they may have. But I really believe it's all about ownership of the job, and you put that extra effort in, like someone being told you must do this or you must do that, sort of, it gets a little bit mundane when you're actually, well, this is your task. How are we going to do it? And I want you to handle it to the best of your ability. And at the end, we always get a good result. And if there's ever a problem, there's always plenty of other people here that we can bounce ideas off. Yeah, so all about ownership. Yeah.
That's great, Paul. Thank you very much for sharing that. It doesn't matter whether you're a general aviation maintenance organisation or a massive airline. Those principles should be practiced throughout any organisation. And it's very evident that when I come up and see you guys and when I get my aeroplane service. So, yeah, thanks very much for that, Paul.
No, thanks, Paul. I also just wanted to say that really resonates with me, just giving people autonomy and freedom and treating them as you would like to be treated. I think that's just such a basic common sense rule, and yet when it's denied or not practiced, I think you end up with a lot of relational dysfunction and needless pressure as well. I mean, one of the big reasons people leave a job is either because of workplace conflict or conflict with their bosses. So yeah, that's really good to hear, mate.
Yeah, no, it's sort of, I want to really give the staff a sense of value within the company, and that we appreciate what they do. Yeah, so.
Great, thanks, Paul. And back to you, Laurie, to talk to Matt.
Yeah, thanks very much, Parky, and good morning, Matt. Thank you very much again this morning and for your time. Mate, could you just give us a bit of an idea of what prompted you to contribute to this event as well?
Good morning, Laurie. Basically, when you came to me with the idea, I thought it was an excellent initiative for the aviation community in the Toowoomba area to get involved with. We have a fairly what I would like to think is a fairly strong safety ethos at Aerotech, and I just saw it as an excellent initiative that you're going forwards with, and a great opportunity for students and engineers to come along and listen to some really, really high caliber speakers. I think it's great. So we're more than happy to be involved.
Thanks very much, man. That's great, Nate. And I guess what we're starting to work in the wellbeing space now is the mantra of wellbeing equals safety equals performance, and all three concepts are interrelated and interchangeable, whichever way I want to use them. So, with you and when you're training with your students, what is most important in your mind to develop their confidence, their flying skills, and so forth? So, what sort of values do you instill when you train?
Basically, you've got to put them in an environment that's comfortable for them to learn in. So give them the knowledge before they hop in the cockpit, make them comfortable when they're in the cockpit, and basically they'll thrive from there. Environment is very, very important.
So what you're saying is, what I'm hearing also, man, is that you're making them feel relaxed.
You have to relax. The days of grumpy old flying instructors, I think, are long gone. Students have to be relaxed to really learn well.
Yeah, I think it's certainly when maybe when I was learning to fly, Parky's a lot younger than I am, but we it was that stress inoculation based training or fear based training, which is it works really well when you're being shot at, in the military, that sort of training. But that's a bit. I noticed, and I've noticed anecdotally through guys that have done aerobatic training with you and everything like that as well, Matt, that it's just a very pleasant experience and they learn a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, you made me think of my early days when I actually did fly fixed wing in the military, and my instructor, who will remain nameless, used to get so angry at me in the cockpit that he would literally spit. And it's a long story, but we were doing aerobatics one day and I accidentally made him pass out because I pulled too much G, and I thought I was going to get in so much trouble, but apparently short-term memory lapse, he didn't know what had happened. He was tapping the G meter going, I didn't think it could get to 5.2 so quickly. I'm going to be in so much trouble. But anyway, we flew back without further incident, so that was good. And Matt, you've got a pretty awesome aircraft collection over there at Aerotech, which people that may be coming from outside Toowoomba may or may not be aware of. Are you able just to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we operate a number of aircraft from two T-28s, the Harvard, the Stearman, Windshields. In the past, we've had Sea Fury and a Fiat and a Boomerang, and we've rebuilt numerous Warbird aircraft over the years. Aerotech's been going now since the late 1970s, and we've always had a strong focus on safety and doing things right, and trying to be at the forefront of keeping the people that work for us safe and the people that we teach safe.
Great. Did you have any other questions, Laurie?
No, unless you guys wanted to expand on anything else. I think this is another wonderful session because I think we delved today into that wellbeing safety area that, but it's been a bit woohoo in the past. So it's getting that conversation going, especially with the young kids that are going to turn up for this thing.
I think it's great as well that we're getting both maintenance, piloting side, and I think that's really important as well. And I think it's really good just how people are sharing just about what kind of makes them tick and the important things, and that's what we're trying to do is put the humanity back into human factors, or put the humanity back into aviation a bit. We're all very systems focused and technical focused, which is so important in our trade, but at the same time, it's people at the heart of all of this. So
I got a call yesterday from Oliver Konofsky, who's a former student of mine, and he rang me yesterday, was asking whether or not I think that it would be a good thing for all of his young boggy pilots to come up to. So you may end up with, up to 10 RAF pilot officer
great
along. So that'd be good.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. And I've passed it on to uni. I have a fair bit to the uni doing USQ now with their aviation department. So I'm hoping we'll get a bunch of students both from Toowoomba campus and the Springfield campus. And they've obviously got all the connections out there at Wellcamp as well with the academy. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a fair few people. I think it'd be great for them to come along. Well, thanks again, everyone, for your generosity. And we won't take up any more of your time, but we're really looking forward to catching up on Saturday, 26th of February, 2022. And if you'd like to register, please do so at professionalsunderpressure.com, where you can link to the Eventbrite site where you can register. And it's great value, $35, gets your meals, refreshments, and a great day. So see you there.